Vanakkam. Now I am going to cover one of the very important area that is there in the that loan is called as packing credit loan. So who is eligible to get the packing credit loan? The exporters. Then who is called as an exporter? The person who is exporting goods from India to foreign countries. An importer is a person who is importing goods from the foreign countries to India. They are called as exporter and importer. This packing credit loan is to be paid only to the exporter. That how to get a packing credit loan? Before going to that, an exporter or importer he has to register and get the IE code, that is import and export code. Then only anything can be exported or imported, exported from India and imported to India. So before going to the subject, I want to say something about packing credit loan. Packing credit loan is the loan to be treated as cash credit loan given for exporting the goods. So to get the packing credit loan, the exporter he has to produce confirmed LC or order to the bank. The bank, on verification of that confirmed order, they may sanction the packing credit loan. This packing credit loan has to be utilized for the purpose of exporting the goods by way of manufacturing the goods, or even buying and selling is also allowed. So to raw material, purchase of raw material, work in progress, then finished goods. Till export of goods, the packing credit loan can be utilized for this purpose. This is the base thing about packing credit loan you should know. Then this is nothing but cash credit loan. So in domestic Indian trade, we used to get cash credit loan. This is a PCL, means packing credit loan is the loan is equivalent to cash credit loan. This will be used only for the purpose of exporting the goods. So banker, before giving the PCL, they will scrutinize all loan applications submitted by the customer in the bank's format, and they will give the sanction. So packing credit loan can be dispersed or can be given only after the sanction is being made by the branch. So first thing, bank has to give the sanction. Okay, this customer is eligible to be provided with packing credit loan. They will put all terms and conditions, how to give and what are the procedures, everything they will give in the sanction letter. So if as an auditor, if you are going there, first thing you have to do, you have to verify the sanction letter given by the branch to the customer. What are the terms and conditions mentioned in the packing credit loan, that in that sanction letter? Then that packing credit loan should be supported by LC. LC means letter of credit issued by the foreign countries banks, and that too against confirmed order. There will be a confirmed order that should be supported by LC issued by the foreign bank. That foreign bank should be in the approved list of RBI, as well as in the approved list of ECGC, as well as in the approved list of bank. Then only that LC will be considered. So based on LC only, based on the confirmed order only, packing credit loan is being given. Suppose if the LC is for $1 lakh, so packing credit loan may be for 75% or 80% based on the bank sanction letter. So this is the thing. This is a starting point wherein packing credit loan is being given. For to get the avail the packing credit loan, proper documentation as per the forms prescribed by the bank should be obtained by the branch before release of the packing credit loan. All documentation procedures is equivalent to the domestic loan. All documentation should be done, should be get it by the branch. Then to execute the document, authorization letter should be given to the person who is executing the document. In case of partnership firm, all partners can sign. If all partners authorize one person to sign, then there will be an authorization letter in the prescribed form given by the branch. Then in case of company, the director or managing director who is borrowing authorization letter should be seen. You have to, as an auditor, you have to see. Then mode of disbursement. So the amount should be given credit to the packing credit loan. From there, the payment should be made in the form of direct payment to the raw material supplier. To the goods purchase, only payment. Cash withdrawals may be allowed only for the payment of labor. And if any cash payment has to be withdrawn, has to be taken from the packing credit loan, then the customer has to submit a letter to the bank saying that this is the purpose for which I want the money. Then manager on scrutiny, they will release the cash payment. They will allow the cash payment in packing credit loan. Normally in 80-90% packing credit loans, cash will not be allowed. Then the for each and every packing, suppose if there is one order for 1 lakh, so there will be packing credit loan, say for to extent of, initially they want 20 lakhs, 1 crore, na? If they want 20 lakhs PCL, that will be one PC. Then another PC will be there. So all put together, that should not exceed the export confirmed order. Suppose 1 crore order is that, the PCL should not exceed 1 crore. That is a basic thing. So whenever any amount is received in piecemeal also, PCL1, PCL2, PCL3, in that manner only PCL means packing credit loan, PCL to be given. Then nowadays even running PCL is also allowed. Previously only for each and every order there will be one PCL, but now running PCL also, because all order put together they issue PCL, I mean packing credit loan. That's running PCL reserve. For each separate record, for each confirmed order, the branch has to maintain. As an auditor, you have to verify that. Then for each separate record for PCL against each order, that also should be maintained by the branch. Then total PCL at any time should not exceed the valid confirmed order or unexpired outstanding LC favoring export. Suppose some goods would have been exported, part of the goods are being exported, remaining goods will be there. So this PCL should not exceed the unexpired outstanding LC favoring the exporter. Then how we are going to adjust the PCL, that is packing credit loan, how we are going to adjust. This can be adjusted. See, when any goods have been produced by the exporter, he has to export the goods. So now he is exporting the goods to foreign countries. That is as per the terms and conditions of the LC. He has exported the goods. Then based on that, after exporting the goods, the exporter has to take the export bill, that is payment, bill of lading, everything he has to take and hand over to the branch. Then branch on scrutiny, if they confirm that everything is in order, goods have been exactly actually exported to the countries, then the bank negotiate, because they have to say that we will discount the bill or we'll purchase a bill. In that manner also they will say. So when they purchase, when they discount the bill, that process has to be credited to the packing credit loan. So if one order is being executed, and that bill also can be discounted with the banker. To discount the bill, there should be a specific sanction to be given to the branch, because packing credit loan is a separate process, bill discounting is a separate process. For that, for each and every process, there will be a sanction letter. Based on the sanction letter and to the limit fixed in the sanction letter only, goods, packing bills have to be discounted. Now, based on the sanction letter, the bank has discounted the bill or purchased the bill. The process has been credited to the packing credit loan. So from this, we have to see that the credit in packing credit loan should be only in the foreign currency, only against the bill purchased, against the bill discounted, those bills which have been sent for sales, export. Then even also by way of sending bills for collection also, without discounting also, the bank, the customer might have said that I don't want any purchase or I am not ready to discount, then the bills have been sent for collection by the branch. Then the branch on receipt of the amount can give the credit directly to the packing credit loan. So the packing credit loan can be adjusted only against the export order as mentioned in the LC and not against the other LC. Suppose if 1 crore LC is there, then the packing credit loan should be closed only out of that 1 crore LC. In running LC, it is very difficult because on PSNL somebody would have sent advance, someone has they have discounted, so it is very difficult to get it done. But you, as an auditor, you have to do whether the real export is being done or not. Then, till the date of liquidation, suppose against the PCL, interest has to be charged on quarterly basis first. Suppose in case the PCL is being liquidated in middle the product, then till such time interest has to be charged. So till the liquidation of PCL, interest has to be charged on the loan, and it is on the compounding basis and not on simple interest basis. As usual, any packing credit loan which is equivalent to CC, stock statement has to be submitted by the customer for each PCL. This is as per the sanction. You kindly go through the sanction letter. What the sanction letter says, you kindly go through the sanction letter. Based on the sanction letter, you have to see the stock statement verification, the date of stock statement verification, and everything. If not submitted, if the customer has not submitted a stock statement, once again, penal interest has to be charged 1% or 2%. And sometimes goods would have been exported. PCL is there, but he has not manufactured. Sometimes PCL is there, he has exported the goods, amount has not come. So why it is outstanding? So overdue of PCL has to be scrutinized, and in case the account is very slow in operation, the basic reason of our operation has to be inquired by the charter of audit who is doing the audit. And this is the thing. Next thing, PCL, if goods have not been exported, if it is very difficult to export the goods, suppose if exporting the goods costs the borrower a great loss, then it is not possible to adjust the PCL out of foreign funds for the exported funds. So the PCL can be adjusted out of local funds. If it is adjusted out of Indian currency, then commercial rate of interest has to be applied. So exporters have got concession rate of interest, whereas if the PCL is being adjusted out of Indian currency, then commercial rate of interest, the branch has to charge on the PCL. PCL should not be outstanding for more than the prescribed period permitted by the banking authorities. In the sanction letter, the banker may say that the PCL is valid for 90 days. Within 90 days, you have to close that PCL. Within 4 months, you have to close the PCL. So whatever is there in the sanction letter, that has to be followed. If PCL is not closed within the period mentioned in the sanction letter, the reasons for non-closure, reason for non-regularization, everything the auditor has to see. Then RBI and ECG sanction is obtained in case there is an extension of PCL beyond 1 year or beyond 180 days. So this thing, RBI, the branch has to get the RBI permission, ECG permission. ECG means Export Credit Guarantee Permission, sanction to extend the period beyond the sanctioned period mentioned beyond the period mentioned in the sanction letter. So for that, prescribed interest has to be charged. That is the rate of interest as per the head office norms, as per the FEDOI norms, the bank has to charge. Then after giving the loan, the customer has got the money and he has started to produce. So every month, or as per the time mentioned in the sanction letter, the branch has to visit the unit and verify the stock. So separately stock audit will be there, but as a branch head, as a branch officer, you have to go and verify the stocks regularly as per the duration mentioned in the sanction letter. But at the time of verification, the officer or a manager, they have to see that the stock should be segregated separately for packing credit stock, import CC stock, and domestic CC stock. They should not be mingled. So the identification of packing credit stock is a must. If it is not there, then you have to give a report saying that I am not able to identify the stocks which have been purchased out of the packing credit loan. Then, in case even packing credit loan can be given in Indian currency as well as in foreign currency also. If the amount is being given in foreign currency, then interest rate has to be charged accordingly as per the FDI norms. So, in this, so packing credit loan can also be in Indian currency, then can also be in the foreign currency. Then, in case of overdue, the interest has to be charged till it is being paid because it is an extra interest other than the packing credit interest mentioned in the sanction letter. And as usual, any packing credit loan, insurance should be done. The insurance should be valid. All the terms and conditions of insurance, as usual, with a banker's class, should be there. So, as an auditor, you have to verify whether insurance policy is available, whether that insurance policy in order or not. Then, with reference to packing credit loan and apportionment, ECGC, that is Export Credit Insurance Corporation, Export Credit Guarantee Corporation premium has to be paid monthly. This is also as per the sanction letter. Normally, ECGC premium payment will be objected by customers because of huge charge. This is a complaint they make, but as an auditor, we have to see whether ECGC premium is being paid periodically or monthly as per the sanction letter. Then every quarter, total outstanding PC is to be periodically adjusted with general ledger. That is, what is the total PC you have to add individually, that should tally with the outstanding figure in the general ledger. Then, in case of overdue transactions which have not been followed up, which have not been regularized by the exporter, then the branch has to make the follow. This is the thing. Even lot of things, even sometimes some borrower may say that we have exported the goods, the party has not made the payment due to that domestic reasons. All the reasons the banker, they have to analyze before handing over the file to you. As an auditor, you have to analyze that reasons. Then if it is correct reason, you accept. Otherwise, you have to cover that point in your report. And also, ECGC is issuing regularly the caution list about the foreign customers. So the banker, before releasing the loan, they have to see whether those customers are in the caution list of ECGC. If that is the banker, before release of the loan, they have to get prior permission from ECGC. Then only they have to release the packing credit loan. If such a thing is being noticed by you, you have to see whether that prior permission from ECGC is being obtained or not. And as usual, the packing credit loan, any packing credit loan should be in the bank's prescribed format. If there is no prescribed format is being used by the customer, then you have to analyze the reason why it is not being used. Then the letter of customers must be duly authorized. There should be an authorization letter of the customers to operate the account, and you have to verify the specimen signature. So, packing credit loan is the base to exporter to get the money to produce the goods and to export the goods. Because export is one of the basic economic zone wherein the country's foreign exchange is. So with this, as an auditor, you have to be very, very careful. You have to see all packing credit loan, whether it is in order, and ECGC claim is there, everything you have to verify. And if you find anything negatively, you have to report. That debit should also be only made in check payment or RTGS. And if there is any cash withdrawals, you have to inquire. That credit should be made only out of the Forex fund. And if any fund is being locally, if it is being paid, you have to charge at the commercial rate of interest. And you see that there will not be any overdue in the PCL. This just highlight the importance of packing credit loan. As an auditor, you have to verify those things. Thanks for watching this video. This is only a export sharing knowledge video with reference to bank audit. And thanks for watching this video. Nandri, Vanakkam.